We have a very special group of guests here that we're really excited about. Yeah, they're all looking around. They're like, where's that special group? It, as you can read very clearly, it's the improvaganza, folks. And it kind of led by friend to the show, well, co-led by friend to the show, Michelle Violet. But also we'll introduce everybody else who's a part of the group. And you guys have something really exciting coming up. So we're going to talk about that. So we're really excited about all of that. We're also going to have Cody Alexander Curtis talking about his new production of A Christmas Carol at the Footlights Theater in Falmouth. That's going to be December 4th through the 23rd. We're going to talk to John MacArthur from the studio. It's a really cool recording studio downtown. And he just hosted a singer and songwriter contest at the Thirsty Pig. And that is going to be on our show tomorrow night, Saturday Night Special, 11 p.m. So that's the plugs. I want to make sure to plug you guys and what you have coming up before we go into anything else. So for those people who just tuned in, who may not stick around the whole time, what do you guys have coming up very soon?
We have a benefit concert coming up, or benefit show, I should say. It's basically like an improv comedy and stand-up comedy show with a little bit of music. And it is a benefit show for the United Way Southern Maine.
Okay, interesting, interesting.
Very excited about it, yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about the group, but first I always like to introduce everybody to, you know, who you guys are. And Michelle has been on the show before, but you could give us a quick kind of rundown about, you have a really interesting backstory that we'd love to hear about.
Which one did I tell you?
I don't know. Okay. It could have been many of them, yes.
Well, I won't start, I was born, right? We won't go that far.
I don't know, can you condense it?
Can I?
Yes,
Can I bring it down
condense
to
it
Reader
down.
Digest level? I can try. Let's see.
War and Peace, at least.
No, I know. These guys are so used to me doing this. I got into improv back in the day of Oak Street Theater, which is just down the road a piece, right?
Yeah.
And worked with David LaGraff, the late great. Got very interested, started taking acting classes and improv classes, started performing at the Comedy Connection and places around here. Stopped, had a family, and about a year ago, this Yahoo out in Westbrook was having a competition.
Yeah.
It was a competition.
yeah.
So, you know, like, whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
He'd actually run it like a for real thing, not like, and that's kind of where the love began, isn't it, dear?
It is.
Yes. Sorry, Lauren.
At first sight.
Yes, love at first sight. And so, had you been doing improv for a while, or what was your kind of backstory?
Yeah, so I dabbled a little bit in improv. I did a bit of acting also, just in general, like high school and stuff like that, a little bit in college as well. So I always loved all of that aspect, and I was a huge fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes.
And when I was working for a music venue back in Connecticut, just had that idea of like, oh, it'd be so cool to put, you know, people together, like local comics and stuff like that, and like put the show together and do like a local Whose Line Is It Anyway? But it never really came about. So then, like, fast forward years and years later, I moved to Maine. All of a sudden, I'm at this Westbrook bar, and the bar manager is like, I need more events here. And I'm like, that thing I wanted to do so many years ago. So just like literally within like 3 weeks, just pulled it all together.
Yeah.
And actually, this guy right here was part of the first show. She was a part of the second show.
Wow.
This is like, OG crew here.
Yeah.
Scott joined us a little bit later on, but yeah, I mean, we literally just been doing it every single month since June of last year.
And
Wow. All right.
Jason Ione.
And Jason Ione is also another member of the group, and he couldn't be here tonight. He also can't make it for the benefit show because he's got a booked gig already. But yeah, he was also on the second show as
He's
well.
actually a paid actor.
He paid
actor.
Like,
well, we couldn't pay him enough.
In
you know,
Boston.
so-
He's doing musical theater in Boston. so-
Michelle has appeared in a few different very prominent things as well, so she's no slouch on her own.
Stop.
So, Dave, David.
You know, Dave.
So how did you find your way? Are you from here in Maine also?
Actually, I grew up in Colorado.
Colorado,
But I've been
all
in
right.
Maine since 2000, so I've
Okay.
been here actually quite a long time.
Yeah.
Tried to do some acting stuff in the late 2000s, but there wasn't as much going on in Portland, and
Yeah.
I was kind of busy raising a family. So, you know, they've all kind of gotten out of the house now. So I've been doing improv for a couple of years. I performed at Empire Comedy Club. I do classes with Adam Grotman, who's you know been on the show here before.
Yep.
And then I've also done a few 48-hour films and stuff like that. So I also do some film acting and some things like that.
So did you come out here for school or what was, because it's a
I
big
love
cross-country, yeah.
Maine.
Yeah.
I have always loved Maine.
Skiing maybe was
Yeah,
the, that seems to be
skiing,
it.
you know, Maine had the forests. You know, it was,
yes.
it feels like a sister place to Colorado. A lot of tourism, a lot of, you know, similar themes. But I got the ocean here, so I'd never give it up. Ever.
Exactly. That's
I got
true.
the ocean. So
And you have mountains here just like Colorado.
you got
and everything.
everything here.
Interesting.
You know, Colorado, you got mountains. They're really, really big, really, really tall. It's really thin air up there, so you can get really, really crazy really fast. But yeah, no, it's once you got the mountains, the oceans, and everything all together, you can't miss that.
Can't miss it.
No.
And so you've been here for over 25 years now.
Over
so,
25 years.
Oh, yeah, because it's almost getting to be 2026
Yeah.
in about a month.
Oh my God, 2026.
2026, yeah. And so, Scott, you're the infant to the group, it sounds like.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Now, you and I talked before because we were talking about some other roles, and I
Right.
believe you were also from somewhere before Maine, correct? Or
No, I grew up in Bangor.
grew up in Bangor. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
we lived out of state for a while, but
yeah,
came back to Maine because of family and stuff.
yeah.
But I've been performing on and off all my life. You know, I've been in bands doing plays, and then there was a big gap where I was just doing corporate America, working from San Francisco, and you know, came back to Maine and doing all that. So, you know, I decided in my mid-50s to be a struggling artist,
Yes.
and that's all I really want to be right now.
Yeah.
You know, I have a day job and whatnot, but I hooked up with Adam Grotman a little over a year ago myself,
Yeah.
and started doing improv there. I loved it, just every aspect of it. And one night, David asked me to check out improvaganza,
Yeah.
and I went and I loved the show, and you know, met Tom for the first time and Michelle, and then a couple weeks later, I get a call from David.
Yeah.
This was like back in April. It says, "Hey, our fourth person is leaving. Do you want to come do this?"
Yeah.
I said, yeah, it'd be great to do it in front of an audience. And so I did my first show, and at the end of the night, Tom was like, "You're in." I'm like, "What?" You know.
Yeah.
So, and we've been doing it. You know, it's just really a lot of fun, and I love that aspect of performing, and I like to do characters.
Good at it.
Yeah, and it's just we've got the magic kind of clicks with us, and it's nice to have something like that in my life, because it's something positive with all the craziness that's happening in the world right now. You know, just to go out and make a room full of 30 or 50 people laugh is amazing. So
You're gonna make me cry.
Well, and I can sense the camaraderie between you guys. It's like, it seems like you guys get along on stage and off stage. And that's got to be important to doing improv, because this is such an art form that for people out there who don't know, I mean, I'm sure most people know by now, but you're out there without a net. You have to rely on each other a lot. There's an improv group that does stuff here now and again called Yes and Company.
yeah.
And I'm assuming that's based upon the idea that it's always, isn't it like a yes and? You're supposed to make sure you're always
That's the,
passing the ball forward.
that's
Yeah.
the first tenant. is
So
yes.
the big thing is that like magicians, you don't want to give away too many secrets. But you could tell us, it's just us and a few of our casual fans out there.
Sure.
So with improv, the idea is that you always are trying to expand the story, or and that's why you want to say yeah. If you say no to something, so how does that work? Do you want to explain a little bit of that?
Sure. I mean, I'll give my 2 cents on it. It's the yes and obviously is much more of like you want to continue the story. You want it to grow.
Yes.
You want it to. You don't want to stifle it. If
Yeah,
you just say like, well, no.
Yeah.
Well, then you got to like
break
come up with something else to kind of like create a new story.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like if you say, well, yeah, even if you're like not agreeing with it, you say, well, yeah, but I don't think you're right with what you're saying there right now.
Right,
so it's always just a continuing of the story.
Yeah. So
That's
even if it's like a conflict, between the two characters, that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you don't feel like you're pouring cold water
Exactly.
on what the person is doing.
Yep.
So when you guys do your style of improv, are you taking cues from the audience? How does that part of it work?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom is our host, aka Carnival Barker, aka Ringleader.
Right.
So it's
Sound generator
Sound
on the board.
that's right. And
Used car salesman.
Yeah.
it depends on the game. We do what's called short form improvisation, where, as you mentioned, Yes and before, does a form called long form,
yeah.
and really it gets into the story and the character. We tend to do cool little games and stuff like that. So it's like, give me a location, give me a color, give me or whatever, and then you take off on a scene, build a relationship, and yes and each other into hilarity.
Yes.
We also do some scenes that are actually kind of set up. They're guessing games.
Okay.
So we'll definitely, Tom will have a scenario already set up. We'll show up. 3 people will get some weird quirk each of their own. And then the person who is the straight person has to guess what our quirks are. So we do a lot of games like that.
Yeah. And so let's circle back to make sure people who are just tuning in know about the event, because you guys want to get people to go. And so can you tell us again about the event?
Absolutely, yeah. We are hosting a benefit show on December 6th at the Portland Conservatory of Music from 4 to 6. Doors open at 3:30. It's going to be local improv, stand-up comics, a little bit of music. It's all benefiting United Way of Southern Maine to help with warming shelters, food, clothing, other resources for the people most in need in our community. And we wanted to give back. This can be cold. We want to make sure, especially with like the warming shelters, losing funding. It just we felt it's use our skills at what we have to try to help and give back to a community that truly treats us so good.
Yeah.
And so what's the best way? Is the best way to get tickets through the venue or through your guys' website or?
Yeah, so we have Eventbrite. Truly, if you can just go to Eventbrite and look up improvaganza.
Okay.
We also have a link tree, which is improvaganza.events.
Okay.
And that will have all of our social media links, our YouTube, our the event link, as well as like some merch and stuff like that.
Merch.
Yeah, good
merch.
Yes, exactly.
He couldn't part with a mug for you, Luigi. Sorry, that's in the mail.
And David has a custom shirt tonight. Now you can't see this, but this is the new. We're waiting for the embroidery.
Chic look.
Exactly.
Can we
Too cool for school.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the newfangled cameras, it won't strobe out.
Oh, they don't. strobe.
Right.
Okay.
Used to, though, back
You can tell how
the
old I
stripes
am.
and things like that.
But you can special order that on our website. So.
And the website again is improvaganza.com or
So we don't have an actual website. But we use Linktree because it has all of our socials, the Eventbrite link, everything. So it's the Linktree thing is linktr.ee /improvaganza.events.
But if you're like me and you want to go right to the tickets,
Yes.
I've memorized this one.
Do that.
because- okay. So it's improvaganza.eventbrite.com. That's for like the old
the old
people. So you can you go there and you know what else you have on there? Corporate sponsorship.
Yes.
You have that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are still accepting corporate sponsors for the event as well. We have a sponsorship packet. So if any corporate sponsors or even just individuals that want to give back in a larger amount, and we have a sponsorship packet if anyone wants to reach out to us for that.
We also have a promo video that we're going to be posting up by Sunday.
Okay.
And not to toot my own horn, but I just got done editing that about half an hour before I got here. So Yeah. So, but I needed Tom's okay to say, "Yep, all right, print done." You know.
And always, you can get your tickets at the door. You know,
That's
$25.
right.
You can
That's
show
true as
up
well.
that day and get your tickets right then and there.
Do we accept cash? We accept cash.
We accept.
We
cash.
accept
Oh, yeah, oh,
Yes.
nice. All
I
right.
think we accept.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So can you guys stick with us? We're going to go to a short break.
Okay.
We'll come back. Some surprises coming up. We're live Friday p.m. live here with the folks from Improvaganza. The show is coming up December 6th, 4 to 6, Portland Conservatory.
Yes, of
Yep.
music.
Of
Yeah,
music.
music.
Yep.
So stick with us, guys. We'll be right back right after this. Thanks again.
We
Hey, everybody. We're back again here with the folks from Improvaganza. Organza, depends on how you like to pronounce it. I think Ganza sounds a little more cultured, you know,
Yeah.
Improvaganza.
Well, if you're from the full side, yes, there's some propaganda.
my fears
Exactly.
Right, but
Keep on the right in there.
Yes.
I'm on the right
But
side.
if you're in the Buxton Foresight, it's improvaganza. So there's a different. No offense to the people in the Buxton Foresight, but just saying.
And if you're from the
That's how I say it. So.
Because
Yeah, right.
we'll play a game in a second, but I do bet that it's kind of funny because I bet you that you guys have a lot of those accents of Maine down. Because I was going to say, like, my folks are from Illinois in the Midwest, and
Oh,
that's
really?
yeah. Well,
my God.
my mom is from Rackford, Illinois, so they talk like that. They go Rackford.
In Reactford?
The
Wow.
O's turn into an A. My dad is from Pittsburgh.
Oh my God.
And Pittsburgh has that yunes, and that kind of other thing. Yeah.
They flatten an O too, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Or the wah wah or whatever. or
Yeah,
something
it's almost like in New Jersey,
Yeah.
that whole area. But it's like, yeah, there's so many accents even in Maine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many different characters. And it's like, I know we talked before a little bit about all the characters you play.
Yeah.
What are some of the different characters that you're known for?
We do one called Bad Bartender.
Yeah.
And I do the main draw and say, well, you know, there, why don't you just sit down there, dear? Go right there. Now, my old grandpappy used to say, if you get knuckle deep in a pickle jar, you make sure those mosquitoes ain't biting. You know, stuff like that. I'll say something like Ray, and these guys will play off of it.
Yeah.
And like David, like one of the last ones, I said that to him. He's like, "Oh, you've heard that one." I'm just pulling it out of my, you know.
Right.
Well, you know,
Nicely
the snow
edited.
don't blow up anybody's keister too fast unless you grab the stick real hard. You know. I'm keeping it.
Expletive deleted.
Right.
I don't know if it's live, so I don't know if you got a beep there.
A delay.
But anyway.
I think we can, Keister that'll be able to be.
Yeah. And of course, there's the flamboyant. It's like, oh my God, like, just people just on there like, what are we gonna do? Oh, darling, you just have to be here. You know? Oh my goodness, so.
Bone spot.
I know, but it's just don't tease it. You'll piss it off.
No.
You know. So there's that one. There's always the British one. You know.
You do an amazing Peter Falk. Falk.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean.
That's the skeleton that's that right there for you. No L allowed. No Peter Falk. It's Peter Falk.
Meet the Falk.
Wait
It's
a minute.
Falkers.
Just one more thing here.
That's
I mean, the murderer was right there. Now I gotta tell you, you know, that car that I got up there, it smells like oil, and I let my dog drive sometimes, you know. And then also my favorite one is, you know, for the older folks, has always been Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
You know, it's like, well, you see, we gotta go to Tom's house here, and the money's over at her house, and if it's not over there, then we might have to go to David. See, and you know, David might take that, and it's at everybody's house. Mary, did you get the car ready? I think we gotta go. I'm gonna swallow the moon and shove it down your
Oh,
throat.
God, why do you keep talking? It's just, you just run your mouth. You talk about everyone's house. Oh, my God.
Dear, you know, just, well, my goodness, you don't have to get so upset, darling.
I'm always upset. What do you want?
Tom is so naked. You see, Tom has a soundboard of sound effects. So like
Yeah.
one time I went rogue back in the era of Diddy stuff.
Yeah.
To put it mildly.
Somewhere that it doesn't seem like she's going, we promise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I won't bring it up again, but he had a police alarm, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
just
Siren.
yeah,
Siren.
just like, gotcha, bud. So he's as much a part of the sketch a lot of the times, or we have the trombone, right?
Yeah. Because not every line will hit,
No.
but we play to the audience. Even like there was, and I'm going to tell this story real quick. We did a show a couple back, and we do this skit called "Being with Me is Like." So we have people will say, "All right, just give us a word, any word, doesn't matter what it is."
How about occupation?
And someone said Brussels sprouts, right? And I stand out there, I'm pretty confident in front of an audience and whatnot. And I went, "Being with me is just like being with Beth and Ted." And I went, "Wait a minute."
Again.
Yeah.
Right?
Being with me is just like being with Brussels sprouts. And I couldn't say Brussels sprouts. Finally, I got it. Being with me is like being with Brussels sprouts. I'm only good when I'm wrapped in bacon or something like that.
He
Right.
got an applause.
So I got
break for
applause
that.
after I got it, right? And so David goes next.
Yeah.
Right? And he stands out there. He's a confident, solid guy, right? I love this guy. So,
Brussels flat.
yeah, being with me is like being with friends, And he does the same thing. So it's like, oh.
On stage contagion,
Yeah. So, but the audience was with us. It wasn't like, oh, it was like, it's like, it's okay. It's okay, So
Right,
even
that's
with
the hilarity of it being just
Exactly.
random.
yeah, it's just
off the top of your
random
brain,
and with,
Everybody loves a good fail.
yeah.
Talk about no net.
Yeah. And I believe that it's always that improv is better than stand up in that way because they know that everything's made up. Where a comedian, there's a little bit of a wall there. But I mean, with improv, it's like the audience is going along with you with the journey.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm a little uncomfortable with that.
Well, yeah.
We're gonna have gangs of improvers and stand-up comedians out front, like dancing. Exactly.
Jets.
Sharks and the Jets. So.
Well, I mean,
I didn't mean to start a
Turf war.
yeah.
well,
It's gonna be trouble tonight.
In the best way of looking at it, it's kind of like the difference between a polished stand-up comedian is like a concert pianist, whereas improvisation is like free-form jazz.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're both really
Yes,
good, but
they're
they're
both
very different.
100%.
Because and
100%.
we have a friend of ours. He's here in the audience. We were just talking about. He's a stand-up comedian, and he was just saying
no
this
offense.
to me.
Where is he?
I think he's in the control room now. Maybe go to the wrestling.
Yeah.
You hear this and
He
fail.
was
Yeah.
just
All right, everybody duck on three.
back down. Yeah, he walks back and we're gone. He was lamenting the idea that, stand-up comedians, they have to be so polished and they know that exact thing. And he was just saying to me on the phone, we were talking about this, that, he feels like it gets repetitive because you have to kind of do that same act over and over again. Whereas you guys, it's something totally different every time. I mean, we did in Wake Up Maine, Michelle and I, we played characters.
Break
We did,
for a pause, Luigi.
yeah.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah, we did all improvised, but we had a little bit of an idea of where it was going to go as a scene, kind of like Curb Your
beat,
Enthusiasm. Yeah, exactly. So with all of those different types of things, you said you have some games that you'd like to be able to play.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We can play.
Okay.
Give a little sample of what the kind of games that we play.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
And maybe
exactly.
how we
We're
fail.
game.
And maybe how we fail miserably, Luigi.
We have a couple of audience members
Yeah.
here as well. I can help with it, but it seems like you guys going to take it away, and we'll just
All right.
you're with
All
it.
right, Tom, you're the host.
So the game that we're going to start with is a game called Being With Me is Like. And essentially, these guys are going to hear a suggestion from one of you guys, and they're going to take that suggestion and use that and say, being with me is like this
Okay.
thing
Yeah.
or whatever it is. And then they're going to say something. It might be funny, it might not, It's,
Right.
it's improv. We don't
Right.
know what's
This
going
It's always entertaining. That's the part of it. Yeah. Okay.
So
excellent.
let's just get a random suggestion from the audience.
A location.
It could be an
occupation.
item. It could be a food. It can be a occupation.
Loose change.
Loose
Loose
change. Being with me is like being with loose change.
Yeah.
Being with me is like being with loose change because I always jingle.
Being with me is like being with loose change. I always fly around your pocket.
Being with me is like being with loose change. I'll find the hole in your pocket.
Being with me is like being with loose change. You need a lot of me for it to actually be something worth value.
Being with me is like being with loose change. I'm no longer mint.
Being with me is like being with loose change. My pennies aren't worth anything.
Oh.
Your pennies.
My pennies.
Your
Pennies.
Pennies.
And they just discontinued them now. They're no longer making them
His
anymore.
pennies have been discontinued
His
for
pennies
a
have
long
been
time.
discontinued
Yes,
for a
yes,
while.
yes.
Right, Angela? No, okay.
That's what his wife says, right?
Boom.
Yeah, and then
Just want to
usually,
have a rim shot.
Whatever she
and then
is.
usually at a point where with that game, when it gets all the fresh, quick ideas run out, we kind of just go, okay, let's get another
Go to the
suggestion.
next one, right.
next
Do you
one.
have one, Luigi?
Yeah, let's do another one.
So being like, you're saying being like me is like being like.
Yeah,
Right,
so,
so
give
then
us
I
a
click
suggestion.
to something.
Yeah, it
Just
could be
gives a
anything.
random
Well,
one.
let's do something similar. We'll say being like me is like being with a used automobile.
A used automobile.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ooh.
I used to go real good.
Not so much anymore, right?
Being with me is like being with a used automobile. Just careful with the exhaust.
Being with me is like being with a used automobile. It's all in the trunk, baby.
Oh, that was mine too. Mine.
And that was perfect for you, too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mama packs a little.
Yeah.
Being with me is like being with a used car. You might need roadside service.
Being with me is like being with a used car. Sometimes you just gotta hit me a little, you know? Just get it going.
Get it going.
Being with me is like being with a used car. Sometimes the shocks are a little worn.
Oh, there's pills for that.
Being with me is like being with a used car. Sometimes you just got to jump me.
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah. And usually we get a cowbell at that.
And then that's the cowbell.
If,
Yeah.
if you have one, you're not going to beat.
We could try another one. There's somebody in the audience here.
Like a trampoline.
A
Oh,
trampoline.
trampoline. Oh.
All right, take it as being with me is like being with a trampoline.
Being with me is like being with a trampoline because you'll just keep a bouncing.
Being with me is like being with a trampoline. The size of the springs determine the height.
Being with me is like being with a trampoline. I'll get you off the ground.
Being with me is like being with a trampoline. For a little moment there, it'll be like ecstasy, but then it'll go away real quick.
Yeah. Being with me is like being with a trampoline, only you don't want to get my air.
It's kind of like you could do the being with me is like being a tramp. A lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what she was thinking. She's like,
Yeah.
someone said it to her, the lady in the audience. She's like, there's a lot of ups and downs in this. It's like a trampoline. We don't know when we're high. We don't know when we're low.
Oh, see, that's another one.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing on the 6th, Luigi?
I don't know. Host for it. And so let's go one more time to talk about when the show is going to be,
Yeah.
because I know you guys got to roll out at some point soon. So when's the show take place one more time?
The show is on Saturday, December 6th.
Okay.
It's at the Portland Conservatory of Music.
Yep.
The show is from 4 to 6. Doors open at 3:30, and it's a benefit show in support of United Way of Southern Maine. We are going to be accepting donations of clothes, food. There's going to be other stuff there. There's going to be a raffle there
Okay, yeah.
as well. The tickets are $25.
Yeah.
You can buy them online on Eventbrite or at the door.
Or at the
Or good idea. Make sure, yeah.
With cash.
With cash,
Or
yep.
card,
Or
or
card,
phone,
yeah.
whatever you got. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll make
Yeah.
sure we get you in there and give you a great show
Awesome.
with a bunch of local improv, a couple local improvs, a couple local stand-ups, and a little bit of music.
That's a lot of fun, and it's an early night, so
Yeah.
it's really
Still
good
do
for a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
families, things like that. You guys, I mean, yeah, I know it won't be too young. But it's if you're wanting to go to dinner afterwards, if you want to have
Exactly.
other things that night, that's
For
a
sure.
great time to have that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there checking it out. I'm so happy to have had you guys here on the show. Come back again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It'd be awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it so much. These guys are great. Right now, we're going to go to an interview I did earlier today with John MacArthur of the music studio called The Studio, which is quite a name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're doing some really interesting stuff, including a singer-songwriting contest. So we'll cut right to that. We may go to a break, but I want to thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for having
Thank
us.
you.
Appreciate it.